Yes. Hello, hi everyone. My name is Paul Anthony, and I am from ZDub Technologies. And today I'm going to give you introduction and the deep talk on AWS Cloud Services. And first of all, I want to confirm before we start our session that everyone is getting my voice, and be sure that you don't have any technical issue. So if you have any technical issue, please let me know, because there may be a lot of technical issues, maybe voice or maybe the slow network connection. So please let me know if you have any technical issue right now. Okay, so I think everyone is getting my voice, and I think technically everything is fine. Okay, fine. Okay, let me start about AWS, because before starting to Amazon Web Services, I'm going to share my desktop to you so you can able to view my desktop. I hope you're receiving my desktop. So I think it is clear for you from your side. From my side, it's already clear. I hope you all got my desktops and no technical issues going on right there. If you have, please let me know if you have any technical issue, if connecting or any voice breaking problems. If you have a technical issue, please let me know that. Okay, so let me start about AWS. Actually, today we are going to discuss about Amazon Web Services, because Amazon Web Services, we know that is a market leader in cloud computing today. And Amazon Web Services, they provide the cloud components to end user that they can browse set of infrastructure services. So today we are going to understand about AWS clouds and the infrastructure services and the computing power, storage options, networking, databases, and on-demand available components they have inside that AWS management console. So before we start AWS, so I'm going to today I'm going to explain you the overview of AWS cloud and the benefits and what are the services they are providing as a platform. So because you can see that AWS provides a lot of services. I can say that they provide infrastructure services, computing power services, storage options, networking, databases. Everything is centralized, and that are delivered as utility on demand, available in seconds. So, and by the way, they are providing pay-as-you-go model. What do you mean by the pay-as-you-go model? How much you are going to use their components, use their services, that much you are going to pay for them. This is not just like what we have in a private data center. In private data center, we are getting upfront investment. So because we have to invest heavily on our private data center, and we have to invest lot of money on those servers and those routers and switches. Implementation, deployment is concerned. But here in the cloud services, it's not about any, what do you say, you're not going to put any upfront cost investment on that, because this is how a pay-as-you-go model is all about. Because pay-as-you-go model gives you flexibility and gives you freedom to use the components as far as the requirement is concerned. So AWS, you can see, let me talk about the AWS first, and then I go to Management Console. So AWS in depth on this topic, I'm going to talk about today. Let me give you the first is introduction. First of all, let me give you introduction. Someone is not able to hear my audio. I think from my side is everything is okay, guys. You please check your audio settings, and if you have a slow internet connection also, you cannot able to reach me. So please get off that sort of issue. Yes, okay. Thank you so much for one message I received. I can hear. Okay, thank you for the information, and that's why. So see, actually my side is everything is fine, and I'm just get going. So from your side, you please check your audio settings, or if you have a proper internet connection speed. If you have a low internet connection speed, means obviously you cannot able to reach me. Thank you so much for the information. Okay, let's come back to AWS introduction part. We know that AWS is the one who started the services in 2006 because AWS, they're being offering IT infrastructure services to businesses in the form of web services, because now commonly known as cloud computing. Because one of the key benefits of cloud computing is what? They're providing the opportunity to replace upfront capital infrastructure expenses with low variable cost and scale with your businesses. So that's why with the cloud, businesses no longer need to plan or procure servers and other IT infrastructure weeks or months it takes. So because instead they can instantly spin up hundreds or thousands of servers in minutes and deliver results faster. That's why, and today AWS provides highly reliable, scalable, and low-cost infrastructure platform in the cloud that powers hundreds and thousands of businesses in just 190 countries around the world. That's why the power of AWS is, and they are just expanding their services, they're expanding the number of services, increase by year. So that is why this AWS, because AWS provides a centralized administration facilities for the end user who seek on-demand instant access of IT services for their data centers. So the AWS have all the solutions for all of the problems you're facing in your native data center, and those are the problems that you cannot solve also. So we have the solution for you are getting here in AWS. And see, actually AWS runs on top of cloud computing. Okay, because cloud computing is the one. Okay, so just a minute. So I got one message. Yeah, that message is good for him. So you can thank you so much for transferring that message to him. That's very humble. Okay, so AWS runs on top of cloud computing. So let me discuss about that. Second option is cloud computing, because what is cloud computing? This is the major topics that we are getting today in IT industry, and cloud computing one of the hottest topic in the market today. So because all the private data centers, all the private traditional IT storages, they all want to win because they don't have any sufficient solutions for the end user requirement is concerned. So when let me first understand what is cloud computing. You know that cloud computing, because what are the demands we need? What are the demands we have today? Environment. So the cloud provides, because cloud computing is an on-demand delivery of compute, power, database, storage, applications, and other IT resource through a cloud service platform via the internet, and they're giving us a pay-as-you-go model. Whether you are running application and share millions of mobile users, millions of photos, and so you are supporting critical operations for your business. So cloud services platform provides rapid access to flexible and low cost of IT resource. So with cloud computing today, I can say that we don't need a large upfront investment in hardware and spend a lot of time on heavily lifting of servers or managing the hardware. So instead you can provision exactly the right type and size of the computing resource you need to power your newest your IT environment, so you can access as many resources as you need almost instantly. And we have one of the high level of model called pay-as-you-go model. So how much you are going to use, that much you're going to pay. This is just like electricity connection what we have in our home. So in suppose end of the month you will be getting the bill. So this means how much the power you have used that much you're going to pay. The same example I can relate to AWS. So how much services you're going to use, that much you're going to pay to AWS. So cloud computing provides a simple way of accessing servers, storage, databases, and also broad set of application services over the internet. So just a single piece of internet is required for you to connect. That's all. So we don't need any back-end services. You don't need any front-end services. You don't need any big setup for cloud connections to come inside your office or maybe your home. Just a single piece of internet connection is required. That's enough to connect as cloud computing. So that's why everything, because one of the important things to understand cloud computing, that runs on internet. Because there is no internet means there is no cloud computing. So that maybe I can take as a disadvantage here. And also we have to understand that because here you are in Amazon Web Services platform. Because we have other cloud vendors also like Google, Google Cloud, Windows Azure Services, and also we have Rackspace, and the other cloud vendors are available in the market, but they don't have any depth of the configuration, implementation, deployment, and interoperability in their stickiness of the cloud, because the cloud services, because AWS has got the #1 priority in the cloud, because Amazon Web Services is a cloud services platform that owns and maintains network connected hardware required for these application services. So you can provisioning and use what you need via web applications. So that's why. So we have a lot of advantages of cloud, because there are three important models what we have in cloud computing. As you know that infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. I'm going to discuss about that one. Previously I told that cloud computing actually gives us a lot of on-demand access. See, suppose the user, one user is sitting in their native data center, and they always thinks about capital expense, and also they always thinks about AC capacity. They always thinks about oh, this server has gone down and that server has gone down, and they always worry about fault tolerance, redundancy, failover, clustering, all those kinds of stuff. So when we come to cloud computing, these all problems solved in just a minute of fraction. So see, if you see the cloud computing, what are the things? First of all, we can say, because I can say we have a trade capital, so here these are some advantages I can say of the cloud. Once is what these are advantages, and also we have disadvantage also. The first one is, you can say, trade capital expense for variable expense. Actually, I can say that trade capital expense means what? Actually, instead of having you invest heavily in your data centers and servers, so before you know how you are going to use them, so you can pay only for when you consume computing resource. That's why They pay only for how much you consume. That's a cloud computing gives us a platform independent architecture. Next is benefits from the massive economic of scale, because see, by using suppose you're using cloud computing, you can achieve lower variable cost than you get it on your own, and because usage from hundreds or thousands of end user is aggregated in the cloud, and providers such as AWS can achieve higher economic of scale, which translate into lower, as I already told you, pay as you go model. And the next one is stop guessing capacity. We are always guessing capacity. Oh, I don't have this much of capacity, so I have to communicate with my administrator, because there is a limitation of capacity, because capacity we need for our daily lives of storages and daily lives of accessing applications and importing databases. So when you come to cloud computing, so you are just eliminate guessing on your infrastructure capacity needs. So when you make a capacity decisions prior to deploying an application, you often end up either sitting on expensive idle resource or idle with limited capacity. So with cloud computing, these problems goes away, because you can access as much as little capacity as you need, or anytime you can go scale up horizontally or vertically and come down as required with only a few minutes notice. This is how the flexibility is all about, because cloud computing have a lot of flexibility. So that flexibility we don't have on native data centers. When it comes to speed, increasing speed and that agility, because in cloud computing environment, I can say that all the resources are just it's a single click away, because this means that you reduce the time to make those resources available to developers to just a minute. So this results in dramatic increase in agility for the organization, since the cost and time it takes to experiment and develop is significantly lower. When it comes to, and just stop spending money running on maintained data centers. Yes, because you can see that we are always worrying about expense. We are always worrying about the capital expense, because we see suppose you're focusing on projects that different area of business, not the infrastructure. So cloud computing lets you focus on your own users rather than on heavily lifting, racking, stacking, on powering servers. On you have a huge of cooling systems. So stop spending money on that and main data center. Then just the next one is go global in minutes. Yes, because this is how this cloud computing is very fast compared to our native data center. So you can easily deploy applications in multiple regions around the world with just a few clicks, and this means that you can provide lower latency and better experience for the user at minimal cost. This is how this cloud computing gives this all advantages for us. So that's why AWS provides all those things at our doorstep. So see, everyone has to get into AWS, means they should have an account, and that account may be paid account or maybe the free account. So you can create those accounts so that you can able to access all the services that what we have inside this specific AWS component. So the window something like this you can see here. I have an account in AWS, and you can see this the services they provide us, and all the services are highly available, and they are very scalable, and they provide high availability, and they provide redundancy and failover and load balancing. So that's why these services this is on-demand services for us. Right now, these all services running in Amazon Web Services Cloud across different regions. Here we can see we have this service is just running across different regions. So I am connected with US is North Virginia, so it have other regions also that's connected. So see, Amazon Web Services working on to increase their infrastructure services in upcoming days. So they are just increasing the services, increasing the regions, increasing the availability zones. Also, they're increasing API support, that is application programming interfaces support, and etc. So before going to this console, let me first we have to understand those cloud deployment models. That's quite important for us to understand, because every cloud services stands on that model that have three input deployment models, and that's the deployment models is a backbone, I can say, for every cloud services. That you can go any cloud services, maybe Amazon, maybe Windows, Azure, or maybe Google Cloud, or you can go for Rackspace, OpenStack, They all runs on they runs on their component and their services called share responsibility model. We have called something called share responsibility model, and that I'm going to discuss with you later. And right now I'm going to discuss with you the deployment models that every cloud they are offering us. So everyone know that cloud provides 3 deployment models that exactly meets our requirement. But when I come to say about the types of cloud computing, actually, we know that cloud computing provides developers and IT infrastructures and IT departments with the ability to focus on what matters most and avoid undifferentiated work such as procurement, maintenance, and capacity planning. So as cloud computing has grown in popularity, several different models and deployment strategies have emerged to help meet specific needs of different users. So each type of cloud service and deployment method provides you with different levels of control, flexibility, and management. And so understanding these differences between infrastructure as a service and platform as a service and software as a service, as well as what deployment strategies you can use it. So someone asks you, can it help you to decide what set of services is right for our needs? So this model will gives you that understanding. So first of all, see, we have cloud computing models. We have types of cloud computing. Yes, I accept that. This is not something like types of cloud computing means AWS, Windows, Azure, or Google Cloud, not like this. Types of cloud computing is something that what platform, what infrastructure, and what type of software services they are providing us. When you see this cloud computing models, okay, so we have 3 types of models. One is infrastructure as a service. In short, we are telling SaaS. So this is the cloud computing models that what we have. You know, infrastructure as a service, one of the most important services we have in the cloud. You know, without infrastructure, we cannot move an inch. Right, so without infrastructure, we cannot move an inch. Without infrastructure, we cannot step down to access any of the applications, any of the database services, and any of the resources. That is why this infrastructure as a service is important for us to understand. And if you see the infrastructure as a service, because this contains a building blocks for cloud IT and typically provide access to networking features like we have computers, virtual and dedicated hardware, and storage spaces. So infrastructure as a service provides you I can say they provide us with the highest level of flexibility and management control over IT resource, and most similar to existing IT resource. And many IT departments and developers are familiar with this today because AWS services, because when you see in this console, you can see here the services, the compute, the storage, the databases, network and content delivery. This all gives us infrastructure services. This all components, this all the services built for infrastructure services. And you can clearly understand that how this infrastructure services has built when you come inside AWS and you're going to learn the certification, solution architecture, or SysOps. So when you see this one, I see actually the compute, storage, databases, network and content delivery. Inside that you can see a lot of stuff is going on, like EC Square, inside in EC Square container service, Lightsail, Elastic Beanstalk, Lambda, Batch, and storage is S3 storage. One of the most beautiful and powerful storage in AWS is S3 storage. and this is one of the most beautiful and powerful scalable storage for long-term backup is this Glacier storage. And this like this because here all the services are very flexible, and they are wonderful to communicate with us. And these services, once you stick with these services, I am sure that you never say that these services are useless or these services are waste of time, because these services designed for in such a way that gives lot of flexibility, that gives scalability, and gives you support, 100% support from the cloud to your private office data centers. So that's why this all the services provides as infrastructure as a services by AWS. Not even AWS, other cloud vendors also provides infrastructure services, platform as a services, software as a services. So they have, because as I told already, these three cloud computing models are the backbone for all the services that what we are accessing inside the specific cloud services. I hope you understand that. So next is we have platform as a service. We know that platform as a service removes the need for organizations to manage an underlying infrastructure, usually hardware and operating system. Because what platform you are going to have, you know what is platform? Suppose I am launching a Linux operating system. I am launching a Windows operating system. I am launching an Ubuntu operating system. I am launching CentOS. I can launch Amazon AMI Linux. So this is a platform as a service, and this platform as a service means I am 100% depends on the operating system. That operating system maybe I'm telling as a Zen virtualization, and that's a virtual operating system or what we have you can run in Amazon Web Services. So suppose I'm going from EC Square console here. This is a platform as a service. I'm just giving you one example right now. So suppose I'm going for my Amazon Web Services EC Square console, the Elastic Compute Cloud, and you can able to see I have launched many operating system inside this one. We are referring as that operating system as a name of instance. So when you go to this one inside, you can able to see I have launched many I have installed and launched many operating system. Right now I have switched off because per hour they are going to put the bill for me. So this is I have launched many operating systems, maybe Linux, maybe Windows. These all operating systems runs in Zen hypervisor virtualization, and this operating systems, that's why we have flexibility to launch an operating system inside EC Square. So this gives us actually this is the essential platform as a service. And so suppose I'm going to launch an instance, you can able to see here I can launch an instance from this console, and I can able to deploy in my AWS cloud. So they are just offering a lot of services here. They are offering Amazon Linux AMI, they're offering Red Hat, they're offering SUS Linux, Microsoft Windows Server, and then a lot of stuff is going on here. So these are all the operating systems what we have. This is a platform as a service, because as I told, platform as a services removes the need for your organizations and manages and the underlying infrastructure, usually hardware and operating system. So it allows you to focus on the deployment and management of your application. So this helps you to be more efficient, as you don't need to worry about resource procurement, capacity planning, software maintenance, patching. So any of the other undifferentiated heavy lifting involved in your running applications. That's why it is more flexible, and it is more we can say it's not something like this because you may have one doubt in your mind that why Amazon Web Services has not given any client operating system called Windows 7 or Windows 10 or Windows 8 or Windows 8.1 and etc. Because they have not given, because those operating system comes under victim of vulnerabilities, and maybe those operating systems maybe have less security. Okay, that part, that's something different. Next, this is your example. I can say the platform as a service. So you need to have a platform. So the platform is important to launch it, because once you launch a platform, you can able to understand, oh, this is exactly what operating system I am looking like. Because here in cloud, when we go to platform as a services in cloud operating, in cloud services, I can say, no need to worry about license, no need to worry about the patching, no need to worry about the updates, no need to worry about the hardware, because everything is centralized here. Because Amazon Web Services, whenever launching the operating system, maybe Linux or Windows or any operating system, they are providing the activation key, they are providing the activation, they are providing the updates. Up to date, they will maintain everything. So their administration burden is reduced here. And next one, you can see actually, as we know that whenever we have installing operating system in our physical environment, so what we need to have, we need to have a processor, we need to have a CPU, we need to have a RAM, we need to have a storage, right? So the same way, Amazon Web Services provides a storage, processor, RAM, everything centralized via internet. So I can show you that one. Suppose you are just launching this one, Red Hat. Go to select this one. You can see the next page. You can see choose an instance type. This is something I'm just talking about right now. This is the instance type. This is the how. This is the variable. You can see this is the number of processors that you need, number of RAM, and that you need, and what of the storage for EBS, elastic block storages as you need. You can see we have different types of storages, different types of RAM, different types of processor support based on the family of instance type. So what type of server you need, you can select it here, and what type of hardware you are looking for here, your desired options you can select from here. So remember, this all families called OR3 families, X1 family, D2 family, T1 family, T2 family, and then MX family. These all families are designed for different purposes. And just remember this, because some instances are running very high. You can see I'm just supporting 128 processor and 1952 GB of RAM. So this means this is one of the most highest one, and this is because it have more memory. It's memory optimized. If you want to go more storage, you can see the memory is less and the number of RAM is less, number of processor support is less, but the storage is very high. So that's why. So because your optimization something different. Sometimes you need more RAM and less processor and less storage. Sometimes you need more processor, more RAM, less processor and less storage. Sometimes you need less processor, less RAM and more storages. So that's why, keeping all those things in mind, Amazon Web Service has designed concept of instance type. This is how we are launching an instance hardware inside the cloud. So this instance always travels with you when you are in any region across different countries. Maybe you are in Asia, specific Mumbai, or maybe you are in Singapore, or maybe you are in United States, or you are in London, or maybe you are in Tokyo, or maybe Sydney. Anywhere you go, this instance always travels with you. This gives flexibility. This is a scalability that we have. And no need to worry about the license, no need to worry about the storage backups, no need to worry about redundancy, load balance, failover, and those things, because Amazon Web Services handles and provides those things for us. I hope you understand. So these all things I can say because the first option you're selecting as a platform as a service. So platform as a service means you are selecting a specific platform called operating system, that is a Zen virtualization operating system, I can say HPM operating system, and then you are launching inside Amazon Web Services. That gives more flexibility. And also we have to understand, as I told, because here you can see in platform as a service, are you planning for capacity? Here you have software maintenance, no problem. Patching, no problem. No need to have heavy lifting of servers. Everything is there. So that's why you can instantly start your business and connect to cloud, and you can enjoy the model called pay-as-you-go model. I hope you understand this. Now comes as a platform as a service. Actually, the platform as a service, I can say this provides you with complete product that is run and managed by the service provider. In most cases, I can say people referring as a software as a service or referred by end user applications, because with software as a service offering, do not think about how the service is maintained, how the underlying infrastructure is managed, and you only need to think about how you will use a particular piece of software. A common examples of software as a service is a web-based email, where you can use to send and receive email without having to manage feature additions to the email product or maintain the servers and operating systems. that can email program is running on. So software as a service, so that's Amazon Web Service. This is one of the highest services that every cloud vendor provides us. And if we have knowledge of Python, Scala, Ruby, .NET, Java, or Node.js or AngularJS, you can work on this platform conveniently. That is software as a service, and this service is one of the most top level service in the cloud. So the first is software as a services, second is platform as a services, and third one is infrastructure as a service. So the first priority we have to give for infrastructure as a service. So without infrastructure, no platform. Without no platform, there is no software. That's why this comes into different layer of segments. Don't think, some people think that this layer is similar to OSI model, Open System Interconnect. I am saying absolutely no. This model is something different, that is different, because that OSI model gives you references, how all the networks, all the protocols, all the physical and logical connections are connected together, how they are working each and every layer, and gives a clear understanding of the total operations of the networks. But it comes to infra, this is a cloud model. Cloud model gives you total understanding how they build their services, how they build their application services, how they build the infrastructure services. So we are on top of these services. Okay, so I'm top of so infrastructure services, then platform as a services, then software as a services. So I am sitting top of the software as a services, and top of my AWS is there. So that's why, so I am the user, I can able to access all those services from my cloud vendor. I can use it for my general purpose. Yes, I hope you understand this one. You may ask me, you may have one question maybe in your doubt, that how cloud compute deployment models is there. See, actually, we have to understand one more important thing here. The cloud computing deployment models is something, it's not, there are two types of, I can say these deployment models, I can share 50%. 50% deployment models I can keep on my own native data center, and 50% deployment models I can connect to my cloud. That is called all hybrid. And next is only the hybrid. So I can say that next is cloud compute deployment models. So first of all, I can say all in cloud, hybrid cloud. Actually, what is mean by all in cloud? Because see, actually all in cloud means no 1% of my physical data center integration I have with me. So everything I will be connected with cloud. That is something I can say all in cloud. What is mean by hybrid cloud? Hybrid cloud means 50% I have my own infrastructure inside my private data center, and 50% I can get help of infrastructure from my AWS. So that's hybrid cloud. So these two models, we have a cloud computing deployment models. See, when you see the cloud, it's all in cloud, because cloud-based applications is fully deployed in cloud, and all the parts of applications runs in the cloud. So applications in the cloud have either been created or in the cloud, or it have been migrated from existing infrastructure to take advantage of benefits of cloud computing, what I explained later. So the cloud-based applications can be built on low-level infrastructure pieces, or you can use high-level services that provide abstraction from the management and architecting and scaling requirement of the core infrastructure. See, that is all in the cloud about. So when you come to hybrid cloud, because hybrid deployment is the way that 50% work done by me and 50% work done by my cloud. Because hybrid deployment is a way to connect infrastructure and applications between cloud-based resources and existing resources that are not located in the cloud. So the most common method of hybrid deployment is between the cloud and existing on-premises infrastructure to extend and grow an organization infrastructure into the cloud while connecting cloud resource to the internal systems. That's why our hybrid cloud is designed. So I can choose any platform that I can say all in the cloud or hybrid cloud, and also I'm going to discuss one more thing called on-premises. What do you mean by this on-premises? Because on-premises, I can say that because the deployment of resources on-premises using virtualization and resource management tool, something called the private cloud. Because next I'm going to focus about three types of clouds. So one is private cloud, one is public cloud, one is hybrid cloud. See, on-premises deployment does not provide many of the benefits of the cloud computing, but something is sometimes short for its ability to provide dedicated resources. I can say in most cases this deployment model is same as legacy IT infrastructure while using application management and virtualization technologies to try and increase resource utilization. So that is why this cloud deployment models is all about. We have to understand about because cloud services are geographically expanded in very heavily lifting, because they are expanded in heavy heavy regions, heavy availability zones, and lot of stuff is going on. And I can able to see that Amazon Web Services is the one that touches the global infrastructure of their cloud services, and also they are connected with different edge locations. So I will be discussing with you later. Previously, right now, we're going to discuss about the cloud computing infrastructure. I think you understand about the deployment models, the cloud computing models, and also the benefits of cloud. And next is important to understand about, see, actually we have three types of clouds, as I told, three types of cloud networks. One is private, one is public, one is hybrid, and one is community. We don't need any community because just to discuss about this one also. So these are I can say these are the cloud things what we have, because we need to understand these networks first, because Amazon Web Services, they are totally runs on the public cloud. You know what is public? Public is safe? No. In public's network is not at all as safe. Why? Because public's cloud allows systems and services to be easily accessible to the general public. So public cloud may be less secure because of its openness. For example, I can say email. When we come to private cloud, because private clouds allow systems and services to be accessible within organization, it offers increased security because of its private nature. For security purposes is good. When come to hybrid cloud, I can say hybrid cloud is a mixture of public and private cloud. However, the critical activities are performed using private cloud, while the non-critical activities performed by public cloud. And when you come to see about the community cloud, I can say that, because I can say the community cloud allows systems and services to be accessible by group of organizations. Nowadays, we are not worrying about community cloud. Group of organizations can connect each other. So that's why I see cloud is something like this. And also we have to understand, because as I told, cloud computing is the one that anyone can access any utilities over the internet, manipulating the configure the applications on at any time. And also one of the biggest thing is it does not require to install a specific piece of software to access or manipulate cloud application. So this means from your side, you don't need to install a single piece of software inside the cloud. So everything is centralized and everything is deployed. And also, as I told, cloud resources are available over the networking manner that provides platform independent access to any types of cloud. And also cloud computing offers on-demand self-services. So these resources can be used without interaction with cloud service provider. And also cloud computing is a highly cost-effective because it operates higher efficiencies with greater utilization. It just requires just a single piece of internet connection. So that's why all cloud vendors need a single piece of internet connection. So I need a single piece of internet connection to connect with any of the cloud services, because cloud offers load balancing and makes it more reliable, and also it's very, very scalable. Okay, so so you may be asking like this, sir, you're always discussing about advantages only. Tell me about some disadvantages in cloud. Whether we don't have disadvantage in cloud, I can say yes, we have the disadvantages in cloud too, because there is no services without running disadvantage. You know, I can say the disadvantage is the one because we have a lot of benefits, and you know what are risk factors we have in cloud. The first thing I can say, security and privacy. And second one is, I can say, lock-in. Yes, one question asked how secure data. I cannot guarantee that how secure is data, because we are believing, we are trusting the cloud providers. They are just protecting our data and they are giving good support to us. That's their belief, and that's the security point of view. We are believing them. That's all. So I cannot say that data is secure in cloud, because today, right now, we have not got any vulnerability. We not got any leakages of data still, because if once the data is came out of the cloud, so that may be getting some problem. So right now there is no such vulnerabilities as happens, because they will crush that hard disk, or they will crush the information immediately when the customer leaves the cloud. So that's the thing, because no AWS or any Google Cloud or maybe any Windows Azure, they will be just opening their data center. They will show publicly in videos that my infrastructure is like this, or my infrastructure is like this. I am storing my data like this. I am storing customer data like this. They will not reveal any type of information to outside world, but they are telling us, trust us, we are providing the security, we are providing the services and all. So we believe them that, okay, so all the confidential information that what I have, I will load it to the cloud, and I will be sleeping very nicely, that I think that my data is secure. So, but if ask question to AWS that please give me some confirmation whether my data is secure or not with you. So what they tell, they will be telling your data is secure, your data is out of vulnerabilities, no one will hack, and your confidential information, even AWS peoples will not able to open and see that. So, but right now, as far as my perspective is concerned, I cannot say the data is completely secure, because I don't know, we don't know that AWS will communicate with third-party vendor for security, or they have their own security inbuilt systems. But maybe they will be communicating with third-party organizations to connect with to store their user critical data as a centralized storage format, or they maybe have their own networks to maintain without touching any with the third-party guys, or without communicating with those third-party users. The word is third party. That third party company means I don't know that name of the company, because I am stick with AWS or Windows Azure or Google Cloud. So I know just I have connection of Google Cloud or AWS or Windows Azure, but I don't know what those vendors are connected with organization after that. So I cannot say that my data, because right now I will trust AWS, I will trust their factors, I will trust their components, I will trust their services. Right now there is no vulnerability came into existence. Right now all users are happy, all customers are happy, and everyone is happy with their services, and even American government itself, they have registered a separate called, we have government cloud, AWS government cloud. That is something allocated only for government peoples from United States can log on to that network. So that's much that we trust and believe that it is secure and safe. But here the risk factors also in cloud. What are the risk factors here in the cloud? I can say that. But I can say that we have a lot of risk factors. The first is security and privacy. Second one is lock-in. And third one is, I can say, isolation failure. And next one I can say management and interface compromise. Fifth one say I can say insecure and incomplete data deletion. And I can say okay, these are the some as far as I concern, these are the risk factors in cloud. But what question you ask is good one. I appreciate that. But the answer is I can say that we can believe cloud, we can store data. That's why already I explained you here. All in the cloud, hybrid cloud, on premises, right? So what is all in the cloud? Blindly I will store everything in cloud. I believe them, I trust them. So I will store everything in cloud. I'm not storing everything in my on-premises data center. When hybrid cloud, I'm not believing how cloud 100%. I'm believing only little bit percent, but I believe my own data center 100%. So then I will store my information inside that 50% information inside my on-premises private data center network, and 50% I will be storing information in the cloud. So this means what are the unmanaged services what we have in my private data center, those things I cannot manage myself or my system administrator, I will put those things in the cloud. That may be some crap information also. But on-premises means the private cloud. This is okay. I can say, okay, this is secure because private cloud is the one which is have more security. So all in the cloud, hybrid cloud and on-premises. So all in the cloud means you can ask me this question: how the secure is data? So I can say I can question my cloud vendor that how my data is secure. Tell me please. Well, what he will say? Yeah, he will say that your data is secure because I have security compliances with many organizations. He will be showing the list of the compliances that I have certified by Department of Defense. I will be certified by FISMA. I will be certified by Health Registration Authority. I will be certified by SSL certifications. I will be certified by a lot of encryption authentication protocols. So like this, they have list, so they can show you that how secure they are. I believe they are secure. So right now, security point of view, one of the most topmost cloud computing is AWS. Even though other cloud vendors, they have challenged, many cloud vendors came into market and they went without any show. Many cloud vendors came into market and they have they are just thinking that they take the position from that number one position with AWS, and still it's not possible. Why? Because of they are providing security that level, and all the customers, all the end users can believe them, and they are maintaining the trust. That's absolutely fine. I am also fine with that. But remember, I told that if suppose, for example, I don't know, and that's why. So if I ask AWS, please show me your data center, you have any third-party intervention or not? They will not show me. They will say no. You cannot come here, and you can able to say you can act. You just retrieve all those. There's a security limitation for every end user or customer coming inside our network. That's why. So I don't know when my data goes to AWS cloud. AWS will maintain data or my third party, because after that my agreement is over. Because I cannot question that how your network is so bad, you have designed your network, and then you have to answer me for my data loss. Since they're telling no data loss, even they provide security confidentially, and they are giving us what do you say, shoulder by shoulder communication, and they're giving what is the instant look where and they are just managing redundancy and everything. So still we can believe. And the risk factors what I'm talking about here in the cloud, I can say that yes, because cloud computing is a great innovation in the world. I accept that, because there is also downsides of cloud computing also. Maybe many people may not be aware of that. But the downside is I can say the security and privacy first, because I can say the biggest concern about cloud computing is, since the data management and infrastructure management in cloud is provided by third party. But see, I'm not sure that third party, here I'm just stopping my thing, because I'm not sure that third party, but I have seen and I have observed, as far as my experience is concerned, they will be communicating with third party. So it is always risk to hand over the sensitive information to such providers. But as I told, I don't know what's behind going on AWS. Behind AWS, I'm not telling front AWS. Behind AWS or behind any Windows Azure or behind Google Cloud, they may have any support of third party also. I don't know who the third party is. I don't have any agreement with them. That's the security and privacy. And also can see in security privacy, the cloud computing vendors, like AWS or Google Cloud or maybe Windows Azure, they ensure that more secure password protected accounts. They're giving more secure password protected accounts. Any sign of security breach would result in loss of client and businesses. So that they have to maintain. And next is lock-in. What is maybe lock-in? Oh, this is another biggest problem I can say. See, see, actually, suppose I'm past 20 days, I'm just integrated with AWS. Past 20 days, I'm integrated with AWS. After that, what happened? After I don't like. I think I'm thinking that I need to change my cloud vendor. So I think that I'm going to Windows Azure, because I don't want the AWS right now as my cloud vendor. I need to change to Windows Azure. It is not possible. It is not possible means because lock-in is a feature, because it is very difficult for the user to switch over from one cloud service provider to another. It results in dependency on particular CSP or service, because it is not very easy for us to quit with one cloud provider and just stick with another one, because one cloud provider, when they stick with us, so see, I have stored many things inside there, so everything I have to move to next cloud. That's something called lock-in. So be careful whenever you're registering with any one cloud provider, and suppose you're switching out to other cloud provider, is something very difficult and very sometimes impossible also for the user who have just connected with the specific cloud for years. So that's why something called lock-in, what we have. And next thing is isolation failure. Because what is isolation failure? See, the risk involves in the failures of isolation mechanism that separate storage, memory, routing between different tenants. So you are the customer for AWS. I'm also customer for AWS. My friend also customer. So for you, you have separate storage, memory, and routing. For me, separate storage, memory, and routing. For my friend, he has separate storage, routing for memory. So that is isolation failure. I can say that, because if each and everyone does not have the same set of instances or same set of the isolation things, because all are connected differently. That's maybe a risk factor sometimes. And we can see management interface compromise. What is this? I can say that in case of, see, actually we are focusing on most of the time public cloud, because the end user management interface are accessible through the internet. If you don't internet, no cloud. 100% is true. If you don't have internet connection, then there is no cloud. It's everything's waste. So so you should have internet connection. And just remember that if you're affected from flood or twister or maybe earthquake or some natural disaster, AWS tells that your data is secure, because for that they have designed availability zone. I'll show you that availability zone here. So when I go to this EC2 console, okay, as I told already, EC2 console is just maintaining all the virtual operating system for me. I can say this, I'm in United States, North Virginia. Suppose I get flood or maybe fire or maybe any kinds of natural disaster comes into this region, and inside this region they have created availability zone. You can see here, there are a lot of availability zone, right? And this availability zone, I can say this is data centers running in specific zone. And suppose, see, if I'm just launching some EC2 virtual operating system, and that EC2 virtual operating system comes under a specific availability zone. See, availability zone I cannot select myself by default. By the way, Amazon Web Services will select availability zone by themselves, and they will be connected at EC Square console. Why? Because which availability zone is free, I don't know. They know which availability zone is free, and they will stick my operating system with that. So I'll show you here. When I go to instance, you can see here I have a lot of operating system installed, and now the instance state is stop state, and you can see here this is the availability zone, and some 1D, some 1A, some 1C, 1D, because all the operating systems, all the instances not running in the same availability zone, but they are running same regions but different availability zones, which is free. That's why I told here the availability zone is the one which is very nice topic here in Amazon Web Services, because they are so flexible, and they are more scalable. Because why they is more flexible and more scalable? Because one availability zone fails, then another availability zone will take the backups, and because each availability zone connected as a low latency links. Here I'm showing this one. Is suppose in this chart you can able to see that if one availability zone fails, okay, then another availability zone will take over my data. So that's why this is important for us to understand the availability zone point of view. And this availability zone is the one which is which maybe this is affected by flood, or maybe affected by any kind of natural disaster. My data is safe because it is automatically shifted to another availability zone. I will be coming back to this one, availability zone and the regions we have. Okay, so that's why. So we have management interface. This is I'm just talking about if you don't have internet connection. Oh my goodness, you are out of cloud, because no internet, no cloud. That's the biggest problem. So internet has to be strict with the high level connectivity. Then when it comes to insecure income data detection, this is the biggest doubt I have. So because not even me, maybe other users across different countries, they will be getting a lot of doubts. Whether suppose I'm deleting my confidential information inside the cloud. The question is whether it is deleted or not. I have my doubt. Suppose I'm getting those such doubts in my mind, means obviously I will get confused. Then I start questioning to AWS whether my data is deleted or not. They say you are deleted your data, means deleted. We are not we are not responsible for your deletion of the data. That's your wish. Because AWS provides share responsibility model. Share responsibility model means what? 50% you take responsibility, and 50% AWS will take the responsibility. Because AWS gives you infrastructure, they gives you storage, they gives you compute, they gives you networking, and also they gives you regions, inside regions availability zones. So that's the 50% responsibility over by AWS, and the next 50% responsibility taken by us, taken by user, then launching application, launching operating system, and then providing and connecting with encryptions, giving more security by identity and access management. That's something different responsibility model. So insecure incomplete data deletion, all I can say, because it is possible that the data requested for deletion may not be get deleted in the cloud, because it happens either because extra copies of data may be stored somewhere but are not available for disk destroy, and stores also data for other third parties. So that may be also I cannot believe on the cloud, because once I delete my data, I cannot show that my data is completely deleted. Maybe they have my data maintained, and maybe they will be keeping my data for maybe in future use, or maybe my data will be deleted. So I'm not sure. Make sure that data is deleted, because it's something maybe incomplete. This is how the cloud is all about, because in cloud everything is closed. I think what I mean, everything is closed. They will not relieve anything outside. They will say I am the best, I am the one who are giving all the services. But when come to this point of view, they will not say that, oh, actually these are the problems we have. So that's why if you come to our native data center, private data center that's maintained by inside our office, I can believe data is deleted. Yes, because once I deleted means it's deleted. I can 100% I can say deleted. But when I connect with cloud, and suppose I am deleting something inside the cloud, but I'm not sure that it is actually deleted. So that's a problem we have in risk factors in the cloud. Hope you understand that. So next one is just I'm talking about the AWS global infrastructure. AWS Global Infrastructure, oh, I can say it's very nice infrastructure because AWS provides very highly flexible, and they are very scalable and highly available, and they are giving a lot of fault tolerance. When it comes to global infrastructure, because AWS sells over 1 million active users in more than 190 countries, and they are steadily expanding the global infrastructure to help the end user achieve low latency and higher speed, and to ensure that their data resides only in the region and they specify. So as the businesses goes high, as the end user grow the business, AWS provides the because continue they provide the infrastructure that meets their global requirements. That's why AWS cloud infrastructure builds around regions and availability zones. I just already shown that. See, what is a region? This is a region. Why a region? Because see, I can just understand that these regions are completely independent from each other. They don't have any link with each other. These regions are completely independent. This means, and also just remember, the cost per hour is not same for all regions. And just remember, the services that is running inside this region is not same as this region. So the services may be differ. The cost may be differ. And just remember, the default region for Amazon Web Services is United States, North Virginia. They have started their businesses. They have started their the first data center on that location, and today they have expanded like this. Okay, so I'm just talking about regions because region is a physical location in the world where we have multiple availability zone, because availability zone was inside region, and availability zone consists of one or more discrete data centers, even with redundant power, networking and connectivity that is hosted in separate facilities. So these availability zones here, you can see here, there is availability zone. These availability zones offers the ability to operate production application and databases that more highly available, fault tolerant and scalable than would be possible from the single data center. Because AWS provides, they operate 42 availability zones and 16 geographical regions across the world. And today, and 5 more availability zones on the way, and 2 more regions may be coming in this year, 2017. So Amazon regions is designed to be completely isolated from other Amazon regions, because this achieves what? Great possible fault tolerance and stability, and each availability zone is isolated, but the availability zone in the region are connected to low latency links. As I already told you, these availability zones already connected with low latency links. What do you mean low latency links? That's a dedicated speed, because AWS provides you with the flexibility to place instances and store data within multiple geographic regions, as well as the cross multiple availability zones within each region. So each availability zone is designed as an independent failure zone. This means that availability zone are physically separated from typical metropolitan region that are located at lower risk floodplains. That's why I told, because in addition, you can say uninterruptible on-site backup generation facilities. They are each fed via different grids from independent utilities to further reduce single point of failure. And availability zones are all redundancy connected to multiple, that is tier 1 transit providers. So they all there's something connected as a tier 1 locations. So this is how the availability zone, and as I told you here, as all this, you cannot think that the same availability zone will be available for other regions. Okay, so for example, I am in United States North Virginia region right now. Suppose I'm going to Asia Pacific Mumbai region, and when I'm clicking that, you can see that there is a less availability zone, and what are the instances that I have launched inside that one is lost. This means my instance is running in United States North Virginia region. Now I am in Asia Pacific Mumbai. This means when I am switching over the region, this does not mean that all the all the implementation deployment that I done in this region automatically will be transferred to that. It's not something AWS take responsibility and they're telling that customer and end user you have to do something by yourself. That's why see when I go to Asia Pacific and click instance, I can see no instance is running. Yes, you can see. That's why I told you earlier in my talk that each region is completely isolated, completely independent from other regions. That's why Amazon Web Services designed inside the region availability zone, and each availability zone have low latency links. They have the replication. They have the redundancy and scalability. When come to availability zone point of view in this region, I'm in Mumbai region, I can say I have only 2 availability zones. You can see I have 2 availability zone running inside a specific region. Okay. So the question is here, all regions. This means, I think you get the answer. This means all regions does not support same availability zone. One will support 5, one will support 3, one will support 2, one will support 6, one will support maybe 1. So that's why, see, they are still working. They are under construction. So they are still under working on those, because in the year of 2020, that AWS stated that they will be putting more availability zone, around 10 availability zone in each regions. So they are expanding. So that is why, so come back to this region. And you know, one of the cheapest region for AWS is United States North Virginia region. This region, one of the cheapest region, and you will be getting all the resources in very cheapest level. I hope you understand this one. So that's why these instances, and this is all about, that's why I told you AWS is the one, and that's why in previous I asked you, if someone asked the AWS, tell me how much secure you are compared to other cloud vendors, what he say, you know? Okay, let me, in the global infrastructure, we had discussed about regions and also availability zones. Yeah, so the question here asked, someone asked AWS that tell me how secure you are and how can I believe you? Yes, that's an absolutely wonderful question. He asked. The answer is what he will give, you know, because see, AWS cloud enables that user to understand the reviews, controls and placed at AWS to maintain security and data production in the cloud. So as systems are built on top of AWS cloud infrastructure, the compliance responsibilities will be shared. Yes, so see, someone raised question to AWS customer technical support that please tell me how the AWS secure. They have to relieve their security concerns, because by tying together governance, focus, audit friendly service features with applicable compliance or audit standards, AWS compliance enables build to traditional program. This helps end user to establish and operate AWS security and control environment. So today, the IT infrastructure that AWS provides to end user design and manage in alignment with best security practices and a variety of IT security standards. You know what are those standards? I show you this one. AWS is got certified from this one, S4C1. And this and ISAE, this are some security standards, okay? So we don't need to break head on much on this one, because we need to know that, because how AWS secure, because they are affiliated by FISMA attestation, and then that is DACAP. And also they have support of FedRAMP. And also they have a lot of security things where they have Department of Defense, and also they have health registration authority, lot of service, because AWS provides users wide range of information on IT control environment in different types of, in accreditations, in certifications, in reports, and third-party attestations. Yes, I accept that we have a third party included in AWS too. But I'm not telling that 100% third-party integration is there, but little bit is there. Obviously there, because a third-party integration is must, because when you see, you cannot even AWS, you know, any cloud vendor, they have third-party integration too. But they will not really who's the third party. that maybe any corporate company or maybe anything. So that's why this AWS, and you can see AWS is managed in different levels. You can manage via CLI, you can manage via programming, you can manage via graphical way. So that's why. So AWS you can manage because AWS is an open cloud platform that is based on Linux. You know, this flexibility and the wonderful kernel of Linux. This gives you more stability in the what you say in the cloud, because AWS stick with Linux because their services based on Linux. So that's why when you are the Linux administrator, you can very well stick with AWS, and you can operate almost anything inside a CLI of the Linux. That may be in CentOS or maybe Fedora, or maybe you have Red Hat, or Amazon itself created a Linux operating system inside their instance. You can see here. This is the AMI. You can see Amazon itself created their own Linux operating system called Amazon Linux AMI HPM, that is a Xen virtualization support. This is, you can see, and that's why this AWS is cloud, because AWS consists of many cloud services that you can use in combinations to a business's or organization needs. So based on our organization business needs, we need to go for AWS. And also we have to understand that if someone asks you, okay, so see, so suppose I'm going inside those services, you may get stuck. Okay, suppose I'm going inside these services, EC squared services, EC squared container services, you may be getting stuck. Why? Because these services are built for specific use. Because some infrastructure I need to create myself in my on-premises network, and some infrastructure I need to create that is already created in AWS. Okay. Coming inside this part, I will coming later. So that's why. So I think you understand that today, because AWS delivers is scalable. See how much scalable it is. It's cloud computing platform designed for high availability and dependability. It provides tools that enables you to run wide range of applications. Any applications, because they provide a huge amount of data warehousing clusters, and they provide huge amount of unlimited number of API storage in the form of S3 storages buckets, and also they provide wide range of security concerns, because they're helping us to protect the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the systems and data in utmost important to AWS, because as it is maintaining the trust and confidence. So that's why. So I'm just focusing on next is security on AWS, because you may be getting a lot of doubts on that. Also, I got one question from one of our viewer and student, how their secure data is. Okay, thank you for that. I hope you answered the question earlier itself in my talk, so no problem. Let me see about this one. So security AWS infrastructure, because the AWS infrastructure has been architected to be one of the most flexible and secure cloud computing environments that is available today. I accept that. It is designed to provide extreme scalable, as I told, highly reliable platform that enables end user to deploy applications data quickly and securely. And the infrastructure is built and managed not only according to security best practices and standards, but also with the unique needs of cloud in mind. And one more thing, you understand, suppose your application is availability is going high on the cloud, Amazon itself will give the services is go high on the cloud. So this means that because AWS uses redundant and layer controls, continuous validation testing, and substantial amount of automations to ensure that underlying infrastructure is monitored and protected by 24/7, and AWS ensure that these controls are replicated in every new data center or services. That's why, so all AWS end user benefit from the data centers and network architecture built to satisfy the requirement of our almost security sensitive users. So you may be security sensitive end user, I may be security sensitive. So when we stick with those things, means that you get a resilience infrastructure designed for high security without the capital outlay and operational overhead of traditional data centers. So AWS operates under, as already told, share responsibility model, where AWS is responsible for security of underlying cloud infrastructure, and you are responsible for securing workloads for you deploying in AWS. This gives you the flexible and agility and need to implement the most applicable security controls for our businesses functions in AWS environments, and you can tightly restrict access to environments that protect sensitive data and deploy less controls for information that you want to make public. So that's why AWS share responsibility model also I told that share responsibility model something 50% that administration were taken by you and 50% administration were taken by AWS. So these two things, you may ask one question, please tell me in depth, okay? So it's security on AWS, I can see the share responsibility model. It's very, very good model. Once you share responsibility model is by you. Okay. What are things you have from your side? Network, compute, storage, databases, data security, okay. So one more question I got from one of the student. Okay, I told that if any natural disaster, it automatically changed to next availability zone. Yes, what happened? It affect Mumbai and contain to availability zone and all to get care. Yes. Actually, this question you have asked is absolutely fine. Actually, the thing is here, as I told in our EC Square console, when I go to regions, as I told already, that these all the regions running independently from each other and they don't have any communication, direct communication. Okay, the question that you asked, that suppose I am in Asia specific Mumbai region, and inside that I have two availability zone running and two availability zone got failed, then what will happen? Then AWS automatically shift me to another region. That time they will do that work. They automatically shift me my data to some other region, including my all the deployments is concerned. By default, when all services are running normally, when I want to switch over from one region to next region, that they will not give any support to me or any AWS users. So in this case, what you ask, suppose that in specific region all the availability zone got failed, means yes, then they will do that. They will shift my all data to another region, and inside that region availability zone. By default, when it's running normally, they will not do those things by themselves. I hope I answered the question. So that's why. So because everything is running fine means this is I'm just explaining you that share responsibility model. Share responsibility model means you have to maintain by network by yourself, compute, storage, databases, data security and access control. And what are things AWS will maintain for me? Yes? No, I think so this all things is maintained by user. Previously I just stated it's not. So compute, databases, and then availability zone, and then edge locations, and then regions. So this whole things maintained by AWS. That's why, see, I can do all those things by myself in AWS. I cannot do these things because these things maintained by AWS. So this is maintained by me. I can do network security, inventory and config, data security, access control. But these all things maintained by AWS, compute, network, storage, databases, availability zone, edge locations, and regions. Regions, yeah, they will maintain the regions and also availability zones. So, but it is free for me to select a region inside that console. So, as I told, everything's running fine means only the data will be replicated inside availability zone, not in different regions. If the region got failed and availability zone got failed, means is there a responsibility to switch over me to another region? That's why the shared responsibility model that I'm explaining right now, here you can understand that the question that you asked, what will happen when when the zone and regions fail, when zone and availability zone fails in the specific location, then what will happen? Automatically they will switch over to another one. Is their responsibility to do that? Since now everything is running fine, that it is not something they're allowing me to do that because they are allowing me to do manually, but they are not doing automatically by themselves. So when these types of problems comes, when availability zone fails and region fails, then they will shift me to another region that is nearest, closest to my region. And India, which is the nearest one, I think maybe Asia specific, yeah. So they will be changing me to some other Asia specific data center. It's not something from United States, not Virgin or something. See, actually the thing is, this data center has been designed such a way based on the, you can see here US, you can see Canada, you can see EU, you can see Asia specific. So I am in Asia specific in India. So this means I need to communicate, my nearest will be Tokyo or maybe Seoul or maybe Singapore or maybe other regions. So that's why, so nearest data center what I have, they will be shifting from. That's why AWS design edge locations. Edge locations will keep track of all those things. That what is happening inside this one, what is happening inside this one. So the edge location is the one who give fast connectivity between two regions. I hope you understand that. Okay, so this is how this share responsibility of AWS, and then the security products and features, because we have a lot of things to understand AWS, the security practice and the features, because security products and features means the AWS and its third-party partners offers a wide range of tools and features to help you meet security objectives. There are a lot of tools that we have. We have network security tools, inventory and configuration management, data encryption, access control, and then monitoring and logging, AWS Marketplace. All those things are there. We have in AWS that's considered as security products and features. And that's why I told that AWS provides very, very highly secure and scalable platform for us. And then we can able to understand how secure this is. So once you get into AWS, whenever you're running solution architecture certification, or you're going to learn about solution associate or maybe SysOps certification, you will be understanding the real fact of the AWS, and you will be understanding the real power of the AWS has got compared to other cloud vendors. And also just remember that because all the services running on the top of the cloud. So top of the cloud means we're always getting benefits. Always, see, cloud platform is always gives us benefits, lot of benefits. That benefits end user will make it that benefits as far as the requirement is concerned. The requirement is concerned, if they go means then it will be useful for them to switch over to AWS or maybe any other cloud vendor. So today we are in standard because begin IT industry, because we have gone through a long process of procuring new infrastructure, setting up data center, and also that is very, 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 very difficult task for us. Suppose you're purchasing a brand new server, it can take a week, if not months, to get delivered from the date of ordering, and this is too heavily dependent on a lot of external factors, which is most of the time are not in our control. So even if the new server comes in on time, there is additional burden of the there's preparing a rack, clearing space, and of cabling, cooling systems, and also mounting, installation of software, configuration, and just keeps going on for another mile. So putting the server and storage in one side, the same you can apply for networking application software and a whole lot of other bunch of things is going on. So the thing is, what then who will maintain all those things? So because you could simply jumpstart your business, scale your application, thousands of servers, all with simple click of button. So it seems like so that is possible today with little help, as I told, cloud computing. And that's why cloud computing definitely, I can say, rocked many things over the years, and today it's become the almost a mainstream part of our lives. Everything from storing large amount of data, having burst compute capacity at your fingertips, having enterprise software applications available on demand anytime, anywhere, just some of the key benefits that cloud provide today. And one of those cloud provider, one of the topmost cloud provider is Amazon Web Services. This is how we have seen about the AWS. There are a lot of things in AWS, lot of wonderful things are there. So when you come inside this console, you can test that services, how much flexible the services is, because the key features and benefits provided by cloud computing is generally that they have represented such a beautiful way in AWS, because you know, as I already told, cloud computing will gives us lot of benefits on demand. They give network access, share pool, rapid provisioning. Yes, because on demand, because what is rapid provisioning? Because rapid provisioning or elasticity is referred to nowadays its ability to cloud a scaled resource either horizontally or vertically. I mean, horizontal means scale out and vertically means scale up on automated basis. So this elasticity provides end user with a lot of flexibility and control over the resource and how they get consumed. So in cloud computing, everything is shared resource. Shared resource means, see, suppose I'm working with EC Square, and this EC Square will stick with other component also. When it's to S3 storage stick with EC Square. When the EC Square will store S3, like this each component have a interlink with other components. Because you know, Cilios based infrastructure setup, in Cilios means what? Is often treated by individual departments where each application gets overcommitted resources. So there are also a lot of resource wasted. So that's why here in cloud computing, if you come, there is no IP address messages. And all the high level technologies you will be getting for lower cost. And also it is a self-service and also faster time to markets and scale as you require. That's the biggest concept what we have is scale as you require. Because the best part of using cloud is that your backend resource can grow as your application grow. This means that you're never lagging behind with your application needs and demands. You're always scaling with your application needs. So also cloud computing is one of the best platform that we can able to stick with all the services, and all the services designed for our benefits for businesses or for our organizations, and all the services is designed, and a whole bunch of services is just like you can see now. You can see this bunch of services may be very confusion for you right now. Or this is for database itself, they have lot of things: RDS, DynamoDB, Elastic Cache, and Redshift. And you can see when it comes to networking content delivery, they have VPC, they have Amazon CloudFront, Direct Connect, and Amazon Route 53. So that's why. So when it comes to security, identify, and compliance, we have Identity and Access Manager, Directory Services, and also Certificate Manager, etc. So like this, because I can say the EC Square. This is EC Square. When it comes to the burst, this manipulation power and scalability, there must be a few cloud providers out there in the market. They must watch Amazon EC Square service, because Amazon EC Square is one of the most safest and one of the most wonderful web services that provide flexible, resizable, and secure cloud capacity that is on-demand basics. And that's why this brings out a lot of virtualization stuff inside that. And come to this one, EC Square Container Services, because this is EC Square means it's allowed easily run and manage Docker containers across clusters or specifically created EC Square instances. Then come to Amazon VPC. Actually, here you can see VPC, and this enables you to create secure, fully customizable, and isolated private clouds within AWS premises, and they provide additional security and control that your standard EC Square along with connectivity options on-premises data centers. And come to this S3 storages, you can see this is highly reliable, fault-tolerant, and fully redundant data storage infrastructure provided by AWS, and it's one of the first services out of AWS, and it's not stopped growing since. You know, AS3. We have two types of storage. You know, one is traditional storage, block level storage, and second one is API storage, that is object storage. And Amazon S3 provides API storage. That is, this means you can store unlimited number of virtually data inside that. And approximately 2 million objects have been uploaded to S3, and this number is growing exponentially each year. Like this, we have EBS, Elastic Block Storage, we have Amazon Glacier because it's senior service offer S3, and Amazon Glacier offers long-term data storage, archival, and backup services for the end users. And we have Elastic File System. This is another very recent service offered by introduced by AWS. Elastic File System provides scalable and high performance storage to EC Square complete registers in the form of NFS file system and all. That is why, so these all the services we will be seeing in depth when come to solution architecture certification, and we will be seeing, so 50% will be connecting to my infrastructure, private infrastructure, what I had in my office, and 50% help I will take by AWS. So I will go for hybrid deployment model, not in all the cloud. So I can go for all in the cloud model, I can go for hybrid cloud. That is something that's our wish to go. That's why AWS provides bunch of services, and these all services are very highly scalable, and they are, once you start working with that tools and the components, then you will be loving those tools and components what we have here. And this is one of the trusted and one of the most high-level services that what AWS provides us. I hope you understand today what are things I discussed with you today, and if you have any doubts, means you can ask me right now. If you have any doubts, you can ask me right now. Okay, the question will be asked is, okay, the first question, how the backup will happen? Yes, this is the good question you have asked in AWS. See, actually the backup process, what is AWS here? See, actually we have the storages. We have S3 storages, we have EBS storages, that is Elastic Block Storage in Amazon Web Services. So the backup process, actually the thing is we are connected with the cloud, and we are storing information inside the cloud. So when backup happens, backup means actually there are three types of storages, backups what we have in AWS. One is standard storage, second one is standard storage infrequent access, and third one is Glacier. That is the storages what we have. See, actually the backup will be actually when you're storing some data in Amazon S3, this means that data will be remaining for 30 days as a backup. Then after 30 days, if within the 30 days you are not accessing the data, then it will shift to Amazon Glacier. That's for next 60 days. Then within the 60 days you are not able to accessing data, means then Amazon Glacier will move to Tombstone, or it will be remaining for 3 years as a backup. So actually the backup things happens in AWS is something like this. And also you can understand that AWS backups, that's something not maintained by ourselves, because that is something maintained by S3 storages or EFS or Glacier. So, but you can able to see that backup and recovery Amazon, because storage solutions are designed to deliver scalable, secure, and durable storage for businesses for achieve efficiently scalability and backup recovery environment. So backup and recovery approaches in Amazon Web Services is that because it gives us simplify the backup, and it is something like that AWS will back up, and because recovery we can do that. And also we have to understand that first of all AWS is a secure and high performance and flexible and cost effective. And when you see the durability and also security is concerned, there is a 99.9999% of durability, and also they are providing 100% reliable backup of data, and they're giving data protection. One of the, as I told, S3 standard storage, one is infrequent access, and Glacier. Glacier will maintain data for 3 years. After the life cycle process happens, after 3 years, then going to be deleted data. And that's why, so this is the storages what we have, S3, EFS, Glacier Storage Gateway. So see, actually we are just storing the information inside that, and we are learning about S3, we are learning about Glacier. So the backup will be remain in the different cache or different, because we have a file level recovery, volume recovery, application recovery, and image level recovery. So the recovery concern is something different. So it is entirely processed, because we have a snapshot and we have rest of things. So that's why. So the storage is something designed something like this. So, and the storages will be taken as a backup in, and short-term storage and long-term storage. So how much storage you're going to store, that depends on the application that you're going to use, and depends on the storage, IST storage you can put and you can able to access it. And what is difference between Windows, Azure, and AWS? Okay, next question. Okay. Windows, and your question asked, as per your knowledge, Windows has support all models, infrastructure, service, platform, and software. In Azure is a Microsoft product, and all other applications, SharePoint, website, hosting. Yes, actually we are talking about AWS, and yeah, because infrastructure service and platform as a service is all common for all types of cloud vendors, but they are built in different level. So infrastructure as a service is the one which is something different, maybe in Windows, Azure. When come to platform as a service, they have designed some other customization way, and software as a service, they have given their own operating system. So this infrastructure, platform, and software service, their web services console is quite different, because the web services contain same means they have privacy issue, and they will be putting some case, and they will be just asking huge amount of money from those vendors. So thing is that because Azure and AWS all runs on these three the cloud deployment models, but in different ways. I hope you understand, because as you asked me that Azure is a Microsoft product, yes, and all the applications, SharePoint, Exchange, SCCM, and web hosting work with Azure. Yes, we work with Azure, and it is possible now to connect with AWS also. So two different cloud vendors also can connect to themselves. That's something that's something we will discuss later. So any other questions you have apart from this? I hope I answered the questions what you have right now. You can go ahead with your questions. Any more questions? I'm just waiting for that questions. Okay, so I think you all understand what we have seen today. We have just seen the introduction part of cloud computing and AWS. So there are more things out there inside when we come to the certification point of view. And you can join with me in solution architecture, AWS solution architecture, because I have 10 years experience in cloud, and you can ping me, so you can, because all your personal cloud doubts I will clear, maybe any doubts, Google Cloud, or maybe Windows, Azure, or maybe AWS, you can able to get answers from me. And you can also, as this is my number, you can able to save it. Okay, so one more question, I got it from here, 2 questions, 3 questions. I have not scrolled down. That's why. Okay. Okay, the question from Mr. Ramakrishna. So, okay, we have stopped EC square instance and we are trying to start the same instance after 6 months. That instance is not up. We verified that volume associated with that instance is deleted. If there is way to recover volume, how to contact AWS controls. Okay, so this you have tested that within the 6 months you have not got up instance. Actually, the thing is, AWS customer support is there for us. See, actually, you are just you're telling that after 6 months the instance is not up. Not up means what? It is not starting up or it is deleted. Because deleted, how? Because AWS will not do anything by themselves because they have some limitations and periods. If they got out of those, we got out of those limitations and periods, then as far as the agreement is concerned, they will do that. So the volumes attached instance, yes, we can, there is a recovery of the volumes. Actually, the answer for this question is, actually because these questions, you are telling that after 6 months instance is not getting. What do you mean by that not getting up? Is that deleted or it's not starting up? Because, okay, not able to start EC square instance. You are not able to start EC square instance means what? So it is not something like this. We can able to start it EC square instance. Then remember that if we delete the operating system from the cloud, this means that is deleted. And we don't have any lifetime validity for EC square instances. We don't have lifetime. See, actually, Amazon Web Services will give guarantee for storages, and he will not touch our part. That is our share responsibility part. That what I have done because I am paying. I am the paying user for them, and it is not something like this. I cannot because EC square instance can be put in 3 modes. One is terminated mode, one is start, and one is stop, and this one. So I can see the basic answer for this is you can take snapshots. If you have your snapshots, you can recover from that point of view. Because taking snapshots will give you the same mount points that you have taken, and also if you take snapshots means it's better for you to recover the storages as well as the EC square. But just remember, EC square instance is not have any validity. As I told, but we have validity for data, that is 3 years, the 30 days or 60 days. We have validity for users. I can create 5,000 users in identity and access management, and I can we have a limitation database, but something not like this. So okay, the next question is, okay, EC square is stored, but I don't know the volume is deleted without terminating an instance. Yes, okay. See, actually the thing is, there are 2 types of volumes also with EC square. One is elastic block storage and S3 storages. If you go for S3 storages will be communicated with Amazon Glacier, and it will be remaining your data for 3 years. And when it comes to elastic block storages, if you store something elastic block storages, okay, so when you go to elastic block storages is the one. See, actually once you go to EC square instance here, you are talking about ephemeral storage, I think so, because ephemeral storage, that is a temporary storage stick with Amazon EC square instances, and upon you just terminate, it will be deleted. Okay, so that's the storage is talking about. And remember that that ephemeral storages is the one which is a temporary storage associated with that EC square instance, and that storages is, suppose you are attached with EBS storages, and EBS storage is a file or block level storage. That is something storage that is running inside an Amazon EC square operating system. So that storages will not be getting. So you're talking about the ephemeral storages. Ephemeral storages always will be get deleted when I am stopping the EC square instance. So, but you're telling that you don't know how the volumes is deleted without terminating an instance. Actually, you're talking about ephemeral storage. You're not talking about the EBS or S3 storages, because ephemeral storage is the one which is stick with. This is temporary storage. That I can say. I can open a Linux console I can I can extend. This is a temporary block storage that we have in ephemeral storage. So what are the things you stored in ephemeral storage, it will be deleted upon termination of the instance. Yes, that's the thing. The next question from Mr. Toylock. After completing courses, company required experiences in any projects. Yes, we need experiences in any project that we will give you. Okay, so okay, just a minute. After completing courses, company required experience technical with any project knowledge, and how you help in this case? Yes, I will help you in this case because we will give you a lot of projects to you, AWS projects, and we will send you a lot of projects to you that you have given the contribution on those projects. And see, actually the project knowledge is the one that you need for job requirement is concerned. So we will be providing you those things. So those things are secret. So when we start our session, start our class, so then we will explain you those extra things about the project knowledge. Next is then backup comes under infrastructure model. That question is very normal. Backups actually, yes, actually the thing is backups and all AWS will maintain by themselves. So that comes under storage. Yes. So we have two clients accounts. We have one question from Mr. Ramakrishna. We have two client accounts. We have taken AMI for one of these is, for instance, one of the client accounts. Okay, so is there a way to copy AMI one? Yes, it is possible to do that. We can have AMI. You can create AMI image, and we can forward to that. So that you can create AMI image, and you can forward to that. That's all. That's possible. And next question. Okay, next is for AWS. We require Linux knowledge. Yes, if you have a little bit of Linux knowledge is enough. Actually, you are going to do a solution architecture. Okay, so it is not something like this. You need to have a great programming knowledge. Actually, AWS require a little bit of Linux knowledge. That is little bit, not that much, because you are going to work with both platform, Windows as well as Linux. So Linux knowledge will be must. So that we will provide you Linux knowledge. So no need to worry about that. And come other your knowledge, told programming knowledge, Python. No need. So suppose you are going to operate in AWS in SDK format, software development kit format, then only you need to have this programming knowledge and all. You need to have a Scala, Python, Ruby, .NET, etc. programming language knowledge in order to work with AWS. So since we are not going to touch with DevOps, okay? So no need to have the knowledge of the programming. Only the infrastructure knowledge is enough. Welcome to Mr. Sriram Prasad. Ask one question. You said the risk factors in cloud, that is lock-in, is very tough to switch over one cloud to another. Yes. So how come it's possible to access different clouds same time? Yes, your question is good. See, different cloud at the same time is my wish to connect with two different clouds. I'm talking about risk factor means moving one cloud to next cloud, because my data is logged in one cloud. So I'm telling AWS to shift over to Windows Azure. So it is very easy. No. Because I have to cancel my agreement with them, and also I need to pay some amount to them, and also I need to disconnect the services from them, and all my confidential data which is stored in AWS has to take responsibility for that, and they need to forward to another cloud, because that is locking. If suppose, see, I'm free user that I can connect with any cloud vendor, AWS or Google Cloud and the Windows Azure. So I can have my different data in different cloud. The risk factors comes into which section when I want to switch over to next cloud. But it's not something like this. I am in three clouds. I am in three clouds means okay, that's my wish, because I'm going to pay to them and they're going to give the services. They are not worried about I'm in which cloud. They will be not asking that I am already connected to AWS cloud or Google cloud or Windows Azure cloud. If my data is in cloud, so I want to switch over to Nest Cloud. That is the risk factor is all about. That is ISO lock-in. I think you understand something like this because I have 3 accounts in my, one is AWS, one in Windows Azure, and one in Google Cloud. That is our wish. That is not something comes under lock-in. When my data is in, my confidential data stored in my Amazon Web Services, and my Amazon Web Services, my data has been logged on. So I'm telling Amazon Web Services to please switch over to Windows Azure Google Cloud because I don't like your services. So I am there terminating the services from them. That is something called lock-in. That's something called, I told you, stop to do that. Switching over is very easy, but I'm disconnecting the agreement from them and just connecting to them. It's something different. That's why to lock in. Okay. Any other questions? Yes, I'm waiting for your next question. Okay, so I hope you understand all today. So what are the things we discussed today? And you may have that number, and also you can take my colleague number, Dinesh, for more information on those projects and job review information on the certification details. You can contact him. So she's Dinesh, and he's my colleague. You can contact him, and you can clarify your certification doubts. You can clarify this project details, and also you can clarify the examination details, AWS examination details. Maybe you are already knowledge in AWS, or maybe fresher, or you may be in between level. So you can clarify those things with him, and he's give you the perfect answer. Thank you so much for all your availability today, and thanks for your time given, your valuable time given to us, to ZDAP Technologies, and we'll be get back to the rest of things after we come to AWS. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.